episode 91,
91.
Of the Cherry Purls podcast. We are a knitting and fiber crafting podcast coming to you a couple times a month, every other week. And we're coming to you from outside New Orleans, Louisiana, and we are super glad that you're here with us today. So I am Robin.
I'm Mary.
And you can find me as Teeny Button on Instagram and Ravelry. And I have an online shop where I sell hand-dyed yarn. That is teenybuttonstudio.com.
On Ravelry, I am Snip and Fool, and on Instagram, I am Cherry Purls Mary.
And we have a podcast group. It's going to be linked down below, and that's where you can find the show notes as well as links to everything that we're going to talk about in this episode. That's also where you can find our current knit-along, as well as any giveaway or fancy Ask Us Anything threads that we're going to have. And that is Cherry Purls Podcast on Ravelry. So, what?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's going to be linked down below.
Oh, okay. I hope y'all enjoyed the Rhinebeck vlog we did.
Yay. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do it. I was recording it on my phone, so there were some things that I kind of wish I'd gotten, but I was running out of storage space. But it's always fun to do vlogs. I like putting them together. Sometimes I think about doing like Vlogtober or Vlogmas, but my life's just not that interesting. So I don't know if I could do a video every day, but just doing like special trips like that.
Yeah, I know that a couple of years ago when I was much more into scrapbooking, I did 30 Days of November, which is where you talk about what you're thankful about every day. That was a lot easier because it's easy to find a lot of things that you're thankful for. But then the scrapbooking community also does something in December. I can't remember what it's called. But there's a December thing, and I'm blanking on it. But anyway, it's really popular, something I think that Allie Edwards does. And I did that one year, and it was really hard to come up with something interesting that I wanted to scrapbook about every single day. So, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, if my life was more interesting or, we lived somewhere more interesting, maybe I would do that sort of thing. But it's
we live somewhere interesting. It's just you don't always want to leave the house. Some days you just have stuff you need to do here.
Yeah. But I'm glad that y'all seem to enjoy our Rhinebeck video. We'll do them again if we ever go to another festival that we're not vending at, like a big festival kind of.
Yeah. Do we want to talk more about Rhinebeck at the end?
Yeah, we'll do a Rhinebeck recap. We're going to show our stash. So if you do not like haul sort of videos, maybe watch up until the end of Whips and then find something else to watch because there's going to be a lot of yarn that we're going to talk about. But yeah, we'll do a recap at the end. But we had an awesome time, so
it was great.
It was amazing. We do have a current knit-along. Would you like to talk about that?
We do. Currently, we are in the middle of the C is for Caring make-along. This make-along involves anything that you want to make that you give to a cancer patient. And this started October 1st and will run through November 15th. So there's plenty of time to join if you are interested. We have 2 threads going in our podcast group. One is the chatter thread and one is the finished objects thread. So if you do something, take a picture of it, post it in the finished objects thread. And if you're interested, you can talk about it in the chatter thread. We will be giving prizes away in both threads. So even if you don't complete anything during the make-along, you still could possibly win a prize. As always, you need to be a member of the podcast group to be eligible for a prize, and we will announce those winners the next podcast after November 15th.
It's probably the next one, because it's the 6th today.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions about the make-along, the rules are posted at the top of both threads in the podcast group, so go over there and check it out. And if you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to contact one of us.
You're trying to say don't hesitate and feel free, and you're like, don't feel free to contact us. Is that what you did? Because I do that all the time.
I was hoping not to do that, but please feel free to contact one of us and ask us any questions that you have, and we will answer for you.
So in other fiber news, there's going to be a small event that is going to be local to us if you are in the New Orleans area or maybe a little bit further on the Gulf Coast. It's going to be the Black Sheep Fiber Fest, and I have the information on my phone, so that's why I have my phone. So it's going to be Saturday, November 17th at the Giddy Up. I think it's a cafe. I've actually never been there, but it's in Folsom, Louisiana.
It's called the Giddy Up?
It's called Giddy Up.
Huh.
Yeah. I thought it was a cute name.
Yeah, that is cute.
Yeah, I used to take horseback riding lessons up in Folsom, so kind of...
Yeah, Folsom, the whole area has a lot of horse ranches, like boarding stables. There's some breeding that goes on up there. So yeah, cool. Yeah, it's big on horses.
Yeah. So it's going to be kind of like a vendor market, kind of like a knitting and crocheting, just relaxing and hanging out sort of thing. And that is going to be Saturday, November 17th at 11 a.m. at Giddy Up in Folsom.
Google it for directions.
Yes, because I'm not exactly sure where that is, because I don't know if it was built whenever we went up there or if we just never drove by it.
I don't remember seeing it, but Folsom's really small, so it's going to be easy to find. Just don't know exactly where it is. Yeah. It might be a new place. It's been a while, a couple of years at least, since we've been up that way.
So I will be there. We will both be there. I will have yarn in tow along with some other goodies. I think there's a couple of our friends who are going to try to make it, so please feel free to come by if you're free that day and local. So I think that's all the administrative stuff.
I think so.
So I have some finished objects. You have plenty of finished objects too. You want to go first?
I have a lot of little things.
Yeah, go first.
Okay. I will start off with my mitts. You and I were knitting on mitts when we went to Rhinebeck.
Mitt twins.
Yeah. So what I have knitted is the Sugared Maple Mitts by, I'm not sure if I say this right, Melissa Shaswari.
I've heard people say that. I think that's right.
Thank you, because I always wondered, and I didn't want to butcher her name. So these are the Sugared Maple Mitts. These are knit in Robin Yarns, soft sock, and this is the Meet Me in Kingston colorway.
But you held it doubled, right?
But I held it doubled, yes.
Okay.
So this is a DK pattern. I don't think the yarn came out to be DK. I think it was closer to sport, but they fit fine. They were just a little bit snugger than I wanted them to be, so when I blocked them, I blocked them just a little bit bigger, and now they're perfect. So you can see it has texture on both sides, so it doesn't have a specific left or right, which is always nice with mitts, because then you can definitely just pull one blindly and put it on. And I really like the fit on them. I did make the cuff a little bit longer, and I also made the top a little bit taller, because I tend to like that in my mitts.
Yeah, I need a taller top. I can't. The ones that stop like right where your fingers start, I don't care for those.
Yeah, but I like to make them long because I can always fold them down if I need to for any reason. At least whenever you have them longer, you have that option, as opposed to if they end like that, you can't make them longer.
Like if you knit a hat with a brim, you can just fold it over.
Yeah, you can either wear it slouchy and not turn the brim up, or you can turn the brim up and wear it closer beanie style. So these are one of my finished objects for this couple of weeks.
Woohoo! Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks since we podcasted, because we had Rhinebeck and then we had advent calendars, but things have died down, thankfully.
Yeah, and you were sick, and then I got sick, and
everybody was sick. It was gross. But
and you finished those so fast.
These are my Rhinebeck mitts. This is my Rhinebeck at Last colorway, and the yarn is Teeny Bent Studio in the Squish DK, which is 100% merino. And the pattern is, I always want to say apple strudel, but it's crisp apple strudel. That is crisp apple strudel by Katie H. Carroll. And I love these. I love cables. I did all the cabling without a needle because I'm living dangerously.
See, and I never do that because live stitches, no.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I do it right. I actually never looked up a tutorial on how to do it. I just rearrange the stitches on my needle before I knit them. I don't just knit them out of thin air.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense.
I've seen people though, they'll pull it off the needle and just let it hang.
Yeah.
And see, I'm not comfortable.
Now I slip my needle into the ones either in front or behind, and then I pull them off and then rearrange them.
Yeah, you can do that.
But this was a great pattern. I actually.
So yours does have a dedicated left and right.
Yeah, the back is just stuck in it. So I did Twisted Rib, which I think the pattern calls for. But I only did 2 repeats before I started the thumb gusset. The pattern says to do 3, but I like the length. I'm happy with the length. So I do wish it kind of twists a little bit on me, but I think that might be just the way I'm wearing them. So, but it's interesting because I thought the chart was the same, but if you look at it, the chart kind of skews a little bit. Like where the cables start is more towards the thumb gusset on either mitt by a couple of stitches.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I cast these on at the New Orleans airport. And I finished the first one on the Friday of Indie Untangled.
Yep.
And then I cast the second one on, and then I finished the second one on Saturday night, so the first night of Rhinebeck.
I'm impressed because cabling is not an easy thing to do while you're talking to people, but you had no trouble doing it.
No, I'm pretty good at reading my knitting and like counting rows and stuff. So if I get stuck, I'm able to do that. I know some people have trouble with that.
Yeah,
and
I lose my place.
I sometimes I forget whether you count the one that's actually on the needle or if you count like the cast on. For me, is sometimes tricky, but because the cables, you know how many stitches you should have on each side as you're cabling. So
that's why I chose the pattern I did, because I knew it was going to be something easy to do while I was talking to people.
Yeah, but I really love these, and I love the 2 colors together. Let me see. You see that? I love these 2 colors together.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, so it was super fun, and it was fun to get pictures of these with like the foliage and on the leaves and all that kind of stuff. So glad to have it finished.
You took some great pictures with those.
I really had a good time taking pictures, but in general. But this is the first pair of mitts I made this year.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is weird because that's kind of the thing that we use most in terms of like hand wear. We don't really use mittens, but
I mean, I'm more likely to wear fingerless mitts than any of my hand knits, except I wear shawls on occasion.
Just socks.
Oh yeah, never mind.
You wear them a lot,
I mean, if you're going out, I'm likely to wear mitts because I don't necessarily wear a coat sometimes, but my hands will get cold.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like fingerless mitts because they warm your wrists. Like it's like the blood circulating. It's if it's warm in your wrist, it goes through your hand and it's still warm. So that's my logic.
Makes sense.
But you want to show the rest of your
sure. As part of the cowl that we're working on, I have been completing the knitted knockers that for the year. I have bought a bunch of Cascade Ulta Pima in different colors, and I wanted to go ahead and finish those. I had done some earlier this year in another color, and I had 3 more colors, so I decided to go ahead and knock those out. So this is the Knitted Knockers pattern from knittedknockers.org. The one that I'm using is the Magic Loop pattern.
They have different patterns for different...
They do. They've got a DPN pattern. They have a crochet pattern. They have one that I don't think they have one that's flat and stitched up, but they have multiple patterns. And it's not that you can't convert things, because I have knit the one on DPNs and converted it to Magic Loop. It's just a lot easier sometimes when it's already done for you. So I've got 3 colors. So this is chocolate, and I've done 4 knockers in each color. So it's chocolate. This is natural. And this is, it's pink. Which pink is it? China pink. So I've got 4 of each one. So this will go with the ones that I've already knit, and I will send those off.
They stuff them for you? Is that how
Yeah, you send them to knittedknockers.org. They size them. I knit all of these in a size C because according to the website, that is the size that's most often requested. They will stuff them, or they may decide, well, I think they do stuff them. I was going to say they may send some stuffing with them. And then what they do is they leave the back open. So the way the knocker sits is this is the front, and then this is the back, and you leave a long tail, and they will go ahead and stuff it, but they'll leave the back open in case you need to adjust the stuffing or add additional stuffing. Some people will add a weight because they like these to have a weight to maybe make them feel more like it's an actual breast, but then you leave there. It's up to them to close up the back. So they will send these out. People will request them, and they will send them to the people as needed. So
that's super cool.
These will all be going off later this week, I think, or maybe early next week, depending on the rain.
Yeah, it's supposed to be bad this week.
Yeah, if it's raining, I'm not running to the post office.
Well, I'm running to the post office probably tomorrow or Thursday, so maybe I'll just take them for you.
I can wait. No big.
We live really close to the post office. It's awesome. So, what else you got?
And then our friend Amy is doing an event at Michael's later in the month, and this is an event for Abigail's Hope, I think it's called, and this is an organization that provides knitted things for stillborn babies, and I don't think it's miscarriages. I think it's just stillborns.
I'm not sure.
But anyway, they want teeny tiny hats, and so I've started knitting a couple. So these are from the Greenport Watchman Preemie hat by Susie Allen, and I've knit this pattern before. It's a really nice pattern if you're looking for teeny tiny hats, because she will give you, I think it's a range of 4 to 5 sizes, maybe 5 sizes, and she gives it in as a preemie weight. So it's a lot of preemie hats will just say preemie, but she actually had, this is I think the biggest size is considered preemie, and then the other ones are even more micro preemie than the largest one. So these are all done in Red Heart soft solids in the colorway Grape Raisin and Mid Blue. And we'll get together with Amy later on in the month and we'll work on some more. So I just wanted to have some to give to her whenever I saw her.
I bet it'd be, well, we talked about this, but if I could crochet, I would be cranking some of those.
Oh, man. It's times like these that I wish I could crochet.
Yeah. I mean, we could learn.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did teach myself how to do those couple of stitches for the granny stripe blanket. Mm. But then I wanted to make some crocheted hearts to do for another thing, and I couldn't get the hang of the crochet.
That seems more fiddly than just going around in a circle, though.
I don't know. I would love to be able to crochet. Yeah. But I actually have to make the effort, and I've never actually gone that far. Yeah. I'm like, it's just easier for me to knit. And I can crank these out pretty quickly. I mean, when you're talking tiny, it doesn't really take that long to... Yeah. I mean, even, I know crochet, you'd probably get those done in, 15 minutes or something, but, I'm okay so far.
Yeah. So, we're going to move along to whips. Yes?
I don't have any.
Oh, I have 2, so I will share my whips.
Yeah, because the last thing I was working on was one of those hats last night, and I didn't start anything new.
So, this is my Halloween sock. It's not Halloween anymore, but whatever.
You started it for Halloween.
I started it for Halloween, and I have not finished them, obviously.
And it's still within the month of Halloween, so it's not something that's been hanging around forever.
So this is a little Hocus Pocus socks. This is by This Handmade Life, and the yarn is Nomadic Yarns Twisty. I think that's wrong. I think it's her 80/20. I don't think it's Brit sock. I think it's her 80/20 merino nylon.
I don't know.
I think it's Twisty sock. And this is the Diagon Alley colorway. So it is very pretty. And I saw Ashley at Rhinebeck, and I gave her a hug, and we took a picture, and I showed her my socks, and it was super cool. So she is really awesome. She had a little witch hat on that was super cute.
It was cute.
Yeah. So I'm actually really close. I think I'm really close to putting the heel in, or starting the ribbing, and then I go back and put the heel in with the afterthought heel. But I usually knit my socks until...
You can fold them in half.
I can fold them in half at the toe, and then I knit the cuff to the end of the toe, usually. So I think I actually need to measure these against a pair of socks that I already have.
Since you're doing the afterthought heel?
Yeah, well, I have a lot of yarn left too. So this is a 50-gram cake. So I think
you could go further.
I think I could go further, or I could do really long ribbing because sometimes I like that. But and these are from Night Owl Fibers. Somebody asked me on Instagram. So these are from Night Owl Fibers. Super cute.
Yeah, if you go and look at show notes from last podcast. The link for her shop is in those show notes.
Yes. So nothing much to say. I did put a good chunk of work into it. Oh, my stitch marker is from Cakery Bakery. I think I talked about that at some point recently.
I think you did.
Yeah. Not a whole lot to say. It's just a sock with a really pretty cable, again, without a cable needle. And I like them. They're stripy. So that is what I have to say about that. And then I have one whip that y'all haven't seen since I'm the only one with whips this week. And this is Living in My Fringe Field bag. These, I just want you to know, these are very interesting to chew on.
I was going to ask if they're tasty.
Yes. Hagrid is in a phase where he's chewing on my project bags. He used to chew on needles. And now he's chewing on project bags. So I can't just close it up.
You stopped him from chewing on yarn?
Well, I don't know if I've stopped him. He's punished. Every time he comes to my room, he's punished because he's not supposed to be in here. But, yeah, the little ties. I saw somebody whose had come untied. But mine are holding up pretty good to kitten teeth, so, could be worse. So this is a new cast on, and I have knit a whole lot of this, so look at that. I did all that since, in the past week. I cast this on last Monday or Sunday, I think, and it's now Tuesday. So this is the Puntilla pattern by Joji Locatelli, and I am knitting. What size am I knitting? I think I'm knitting the extra large size. It's supposed to have a lot of positive ease. It's supposed to, again, to have like 10 to 12 inches of positive ease, but I know that I'm a fairly loose knitter, so I didn't swatch, and I knit the size for my bust measurements, thinking it's going to be okay if it's a little bit too big, because I know that I knit loose. So I'm kind of playing with fire because I didn't swatch, but
I love how it's coming out.
Do as I say, not as I do. You should always swatch. I really should just measure this because this is like a massive swatch. But it's really interesting, the construction. I don't want to give it away, but you start up here, because I've never done a sweater that's not a raglan, except for the Tegna. I did the Tegna, but the Tegna didn't really count as a sweater to me, even though it technically is.
What would you call it?
A garment, or like a top, but I guess it is a sweater. But I've always ever done top-down raglans before the Tegna, and then from the Tegna, I did it bottom up, so it's not the same. So this is a new construction for me. And there is no shaping in the pattern, which unfortunately does not work for me because I'm very bottom heavy. So I think I maybe added 8 stitches throughout to this point. And I've tried it on. I tried it on today. And
it looks good.
It looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. And I know that it'll block a lot looser. This is in my new Bliss Singles base, Teeny Button Studio Bliss Singles, and the colorway is Wisteria Walk. So it's a superwash merino, so you know that it's going to grow. They say about 10 to 15%. So again, I don't care if it's a little bit too long or a little bit too wide, as long as it fits nice and cozy. So I am knitting this on a 4. Yeah, US 4, 3.5 millimeter. And it is the ultimate potato chip knitting because it's just circles and circles and circles forever. It's just going around in a giant circle. But it's so squishy.
It is very
so
squishy.
Soft because it's 65% yak, no, 65% superwash merino, 15% yak, and 20% silk. I have a skein down there. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 100% sure that's what it is. 65, 15, 20. That adds up to 100, right? Yeah, it does. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it does.
Don't ask me to do
it's
math.
a brand new base, so that's my defense.
And I don't do math.
So, but I really love it. I'm like hugging it as I'm talking to y'all. But I am on skein number 2, so I have this much left. They are oversized skeins. It has 520 yards, so it's 120 grams, so there's a little bit extra yardage in each skein, which is good. And then I had to cut out a part of the first skein, and you were nice enough to untangle it for me because I tried to cake it, and my Swift did something funky, and like it came up with this big yarn barf in the middle of the cake, but I love it. I'm really happy with it. This is the back, and this is the front. They look the same pretty much except for the neckline, but I really love it. And it's really interesting because it has lace details on the cuff and on the hem. So I think I'm going to do that in a lighter, like bluey kind of gray. We'll see. But I'm really enjoying it, and it's a great knit. And I'm going to take it to when we go knit with our friends tomorrow. So that is all for works in progress, right?
Yeah.
You're working on anything?
No, I finished a hat last night. I didn't start anything today.
Oh. Well, see, I can't go a day without not starting something, working on something. But you'll probably cast something on tonight, huh?
Probably, yeah. I keep putting off starting that beaded shawl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, there's reasons for that. But you'll start it and it'll get done.
No, I'm going to have to start it. I'm just don't look forward to... I've never done a shawl before where I have to bead the thread. Like it's pre-beaded. You don't place the beads on as you knit. So you've got to load on like a crazy number of beads.
400 beads.
That's
more than that.
And I guess I'm smart because I don't feel like sitting there loading all those beads.
It sounds like and not as fun times.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Yeah. So at this point, we are going to start talking about Throw Me Something, Mister, which is our stash segment. So if you do not like stash segments and haul videos and all that kind of good stuff, feel free to click away.
This is pretty much everything we got when we were up in Rhinebeck.
Yes. I think this is all I don't think I have anything else. I think there's just Rhinebeck stuff.
Yeah,
so
me too. Well, Rhinebeck and then Needles Up and Indian Tangled.
Yeah. I have some stuff written here that I didn't bring, so I'm going to skip over it and then I'll cross it out later.
Okay.
Yeah. I just realized that because there's some stuff, like the Tuft Woolens lip balm is in my purse, and I'm not going to go grab it. It looks like Tuft Woolens lip balm, and you can't smell it through the screen, so it smells good. It's just little stuff like that.
Sounds good.
So, we got in on Thursday. I'm sure if you've seen our podcast, our vlog. We got on Thursday. We spent the night in Kingston, and then we went Friday first to Needles Up. So, Needles Up, I got the Tuft Woolens, the cider donut, hand balm, and the lip balm.
Okay, I have those. Did you want me to show?
Oh, yeah. Look at you.
Well, I got to dig them out. I've got everything in this bag here, so...
We don't need to go chronologically, but oh, look at you.
So here's the cider donut from Tuft Woolens.
It smells just like a cider donut.
And I haven't opened mine yet.
Martha is magical.
And should I go ahead and talk about what I got there? Okay, and I also like her fragrances. So this one is Chai Spice. And I like that one as well.
You have
the tea.
The bergamot one.
Oh, gosh. Earl Grey and bergamot.
I have the 57th and 5th one in my car. I leave it there. It's so good.
I love her stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I picked up from her.
So then we went to Indian Tangled.
And that's the only thing we bought really at Needles Up.
Yeah. Fat Squirrel was there, but we just saw her at SSK, and I got a bag from her then. So I looked. She had some really cute stuff. She had some cute fox ones and some cute kitty ones. But then we went to Indian Tangled. Our slot was for 5 to 7. So your first booth was Katrinkles, right?
Yes.
So you picked this up for me. I didn't actually...
I gotta dig out my Katrinkles.
I'll show first. So this is the 2018 Rhinebeck Sweater Weather Tag. And I thought this was a genius idea. You sew this into your Rhinebeck sweater. And I hope she does them every year because that's so smart. So just a little... She does wood burning, right? Like laser etching.
Yeah.
So I got that. And then I also got this little set of stitch markers that look like Rhinebeck sweaters.
Okay, and I got those too.
Oh, you have all of them. I have 2 of them in my sweater right now.
Yeah, so this is what the full set looks like.
There's one with little sheep on the yoke. There's one that has a New York State like silhouette. There's one with a sheep that says 2018. There's one with a van that says Rhinebeck or Bust. There's one with a heart, and then there's one that says New York Sheep and Wool. So it's a good little selection. It's super cute.
What I picked up from her was another pair of these earrings. So I was wearing these that day, and we were getting ready to leave to go over to Indian Tangled, and I realized I'd lost one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bought another set of these from her because I really love wearing them.
Yeah.
And then I found it later in the car. It was in the actual seat of the car. So
they're awesome because they're super, super, super
very,
lightweight.
very light.
Yeah.
And the other thing I got was a little bag tag to go on a bag, and it says New York Sheep and Wool 2018.
Woo!
So it's on a bigger lobster claw so that you can put it on a bag.
Here's my thing. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I got some flair, as the kids are calling it these days, some pins. So this was their special Indian Tangled pin. This is by Eloise Narrigan, who is a super awesome illustrator. I love her little animal drawings, and I have 2 of her other pens. I have a little, it's a raccoon with marshmallows and like a pangolin licking a popsicle. So this little rabbit is going to be friends with those little animals. And then they also had some pens from Twill and Print. And I've been eyeing these, and I wanted to see how it worked in person before I bought one, because it's a little bit pricier because it's really, really heavy. So it says 1 more row.
And it's a row counter.
Well, it says 1 more. Just 1 more, yeah. And then it's a row counter, and you can turn, well, you can't turn because I can't function, but you turn the little like knobs on the side, and it turns the row. So you put this in your project bag, and you don't need an actual row counter on your project. So that's super, super, super smart.
Really cool.
I'm really glad that I got this one, and I'm glad I was able to see it in person. So
the pins that I picked up, all of my pins I got from Shelly Can. So the first one, since I did not wear my Rhinebeck sweater, I wore the Fading Point.
That's super cute.
This is the 5th annual Indian Tangled. This is the one I meant to show. This is my Rhinebeck sweater because I'm going to end up frogging that thing. So this reminds me of what my Rhinebeck sweater looked like. This is her Indie Untangled pin, so it just talks about this is the
It's a stack
fifth
of
annual
sweaters.
one. It's a stack of sweaters, October 18, Rhinebeck 2018. And then I thought this one was really cute. It is like an Arnold Palmer.
It's a Yarnold Palmer. That's what she calls them.
Okay. And so I thought that one was really cute. So I went ahead and got those 3.
Yeah, super cute. So is that all you got from Indie Untangled?
That's all I got from Indie Untangled.
I was not so strong, so I didn't restrain myself as much.
Well, you were looking for sweater quantities of yarn.
Yeah, I was looking for some sweater quantities. Let me pull the other one. There you are. Okay, so I was trying really, really hard not to buy single skeins of sock yarn, and this is the only one that I bought, so I consider that a victory.
I think you did well.
This is from Lavender Loon Yarn Co. She was sharing a booth with Asylum Fibers, and this is her 80/20 merino nylon, and the colorway is Because I Can. And I don't know, something about that just spoke to me. It's kind of like grungy, like, I don't know, I just really like it. I like the pinks and the golds at the top, too.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So that's the only single skein of sock yarn that I bought. And then this was another impulse purchase. I've never used Spin Cycle before, but I saw this and I had to have it. It was I guess the way that they do it, every skein is different. I mean, kind of like with hand-dyed. And this was the only one that had as much blue. And I really love that blue. So this is Spin Cycle yarns dyed in the wool. I think that's the base, but I could be wrong. It's 100% American wool, superwash, 200 yards of a sport weight. And this was their Rhinebeck Indie Untangled colorway. It's called Stay Out of the Forest. So I think this is going to be mitts because it's 200 yards. It's not a whole lot.
I love the colors.
I love this skein. I really love this skein. So I'm really glad that I got it. And then my big purchase at Indie Untangled was a sweater quantity. Yeah, okay. So I got 4 skeins from Viola. It's just as Viola. I think her website is Viola and the Moon. And this is her Polworth alpaca base. So it is 70% Polworth, 15% white alpaca, 15% brown alpaca. And it is 547 yards. So it's more of a light fingering. And the colorway is Frozen Earth. And it's just a gorgeous kind of like taupey, mushroomy brown.
I think mushroomy is a good color.
Yeah, so I got 4 skeins.
Yeah, I think that's a good description.
So I think one of these may be a different dye lot, but that's not a problem because I'm going to alternate skeins.
They look very close.
I'm thinking this is going to be a magnolia pullover. I can't remember the designer name. Camilla something.
So she's from Canada.
Yeah, she's from Canada.
Yeah, violaandthemoon.com.
Yeah. And I just thought this was a really interesting base because I've never knit with Polworth. And it's got alpaca in it, so it's going to have nice drape. It's going to have a little bit of like, I know it's going to grow, so knowing that up front I think is a good thing as well. So you're not surprised whenever the alpaca kind of stretches out. But I may switch my pattern around. I'm not entirely sure, but it's going to be something. And I have over 2,000 yards, so
you should be good.
I should be good. So that is what we got. Yeah, that is what we got at Indie Untangled and Needles Up. And so Saturday, we didn't really make a beeline anywhere. We just kind of looked around a little bit.
No beeline.
Yeah. So what were the things on your must-get list? Was there anything?
I was looking for gradients.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for some more interchangeable Chalgu needles, certain size, and some more 22-inch cords.
Mm-hmm. They didn't find those, did you?
No. They had sold out by the time I got to the couple of vendors that sold them.
That's crazy because we weren't there that late.
Mm-mm.
It was like the middle of the day
but
on Saturday.
She didn't anticipate that people would be looking for that because that's what she said. She had the other size cords, and I've got plenty of the other size cords, but I do most of my work with using 32-inch needles, so I'm looking for the 22-inch cords.
Yeah.
And I'll find them someplace else.
Yeah.
But I was able to get I needed another pair of 5 tips, and I was able to get those.
Good.
So.
Good.
But yeah, that was basically it. I was looking for some gradients. I wanted to get some art. I was looking for some jewelry. So I was able to find the things I was looking for.
Yeah. One of my things I needed to get was a loop bump, and so I ended up getting 2. Look at them. Oh my goodness. So this is from Loop Fiber Studio, and it's her bullseye bump is what she calls them. So this one is called Daydream, And it is merino, angelina, and nylon. So this could be something I spin and turn into socks, like a striping sock yarn.
That's pretty.
I love this one. I love them both. And this one is called Otherworldly, and it is merino, bamboo, and silk. So that one's going to be a shawl eventually, maybe.
With the bamboo, yeah.
Yeah. And they're both pretty oversized. This one is 5.3 ounces, and this one I think is 5.4. Usually, not usually, but oftentimes fiber comes in, 3.5 or 4 ounce put-ups, I guess you'd call them. So to have them be oversized, you get a little bit extra yardage, which is nice.
Always nice.
Yeah. So you want to show some stuff?
Oh, okay. So
Go back and forth.
Sure. I was able to find not necessarily gradients, but some minis that I decided I wanted to make for some shawls. So this is kind of like a rainbow set. This is by the Alpaca Yarn Company. These are their mini gradients in Packapetty sock yarn, and it's 1,100 yards, and the colorway is Viva Las Vegas.
It's alpaca, isn't it? It's 20% alpaca, 65% merino, 15% nylon.
So this is going to go into a shawl. I'm not sure which one, but I thought it would be fun.
You can knit this whenever we go to Vegas later in the year.
Hadn't thought of that.
You don't have to, but I think it'd be fun.
And then I also picked up some mini sets from Miss Babs. We did not go to Miss Babs until Sunday. Sunday was way different than Saturday. Saturday, you could hardly even get close to the booth. Sunday, it was much more reasonable.
It was still hard to get into.
But she's calling these her gradient sets. So this one is End Papers. Let me turn it this way so you can see the colors.
That's the one I'm going to steal.
So that's End Papers.
Zach was missing. You know where it is.
And then this one is Tropical Plumage. So that's like blues to green.
Colors have individual names, right?
Yes. So what I like about Miss Babs is she tells you what colors are there. So like if you fall in love with a color, you can always go in and buy a full skein of that color. That's what I really, really enjoy about hers. Because if you like I said, you find one that you really like. So yeah, so I got these.
So I also got some stuff from Miss Babs because we're already standing in line, so why not? This was on my wish list, my shopping list. So this is Miss Babs Killington. It's a sport weight, and again, it is 85% Polworth wool. Polworth is kind of like the flavor of the week, I guess.
For you, yeah.
Yeah. And 15% Tulsa silk, and these are 700 yards. So it is a chunky, fat little skein, and it's super cute. So I got 2 of them. So I think this should be enough for the Pomme de Pin cardigan. I can't remember the designer name, but I'm sure that you've seen it because a lot of people have knit it. But it's a very lacy, open kind of cardigan, so I figured this should be good, I'm hoping. And the colorway is Black Watch, which I don't really understand because it's not that dark, but, she names her things what she names her things.
Maybe that's the green in a Black Watch tartan.
Maybe. There you go. You got it, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, I think it's beautiful. It's kind of like a tealy. It's pretty close to true color. It's a little bit greener than that, but it's really pretty. So that's my second sweater quantity. And then what'd you get from Miss Babs? We got the same thing.
So Robin is standing in line, and then I come up right behind her, and I'm like, what do you have? And she says, I got the Rhinebeck colorway.
I did.
And I'm like, I want one. So we both got one.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make sense to stand in the line and not get the Rhinebeck colorway because it's so pretty.
And they're a little bit different.
Yeah, mine has blue.
And mine's got more gold in it. And you know me because I love me some LSU. So purple and gold always works for me.
Yeah. So it's just called Rhinebeck 2018. Mm-hmm. And we both got it on Hot Shot Fingering, which is her 80-20 BFL merino nylon.
Yep.
Yay. She had a limit of 2. I guess people buy them and then try to resell them.
Yeah.
Which, people do what they're going to do. But, it was nice to get it because I'm sure it'll be hard to get otherwise.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what else you
got? Well, I did find some art.
Aww.
Let me find the... So I was looking, I have a wall in my room that I want to put some fibery, well, not all of it's going to be fiber because there's a Harry Potter phrase up there. But anyway, I was looking for some art that would go up there.
You're doing like a gallery wall, huh?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. And so I picked up this sheep who's knitting, and this is artwork by Claire Margaret. And this is the tag that came with it. There we go. That's her information. And she had some really, really cute choices. It was hard to choose one, but I'm really happy with the one I chose.
It was one I thought about getting, but I was worried about bringing it on the plane because I know stuff gets squished.
I stuck this in the middle of my my checked luggage. It was surrounded by clothes. It was good.
Yeah.
So I'm happy and ready to frame it. I've got the frame and everything.
Yay! So I got another. Oh, I lied. I got one more single skein of sock yarn. But this is self-striping, so it doesn't count, right?
Sure.
This is from White Birch Fiber Arts, and that was another booth that was super hard to get into.
Yeah, now there was a colorway I was looking for from her, and they had sold out by the time I got there.
So this is her 75-25 base, 2 skeins. So I guess it's like Stacy's Must Match, like Mustache Yarn's Must Match. And the colorway is Study in Peach Mint, which I think is pretty clever. So it's so pretty. She does kind of gradient stripes. Like they're not like hard. Well, there's an obvious distinction between the stripes, but they kind of flow, which I really like. So she's got a definite aesthetic kind of to her work, which I really like. So this is actually my first skein from her.
Yeah, I haven't bought any yet from her.
She's been at DFW a couple of years.
I know, and I think this year when we go to DFW, I'm so into like I've got to get mustache that I don't make it over to White Birch.
But I think really nice.
I think if she's back this year, or actually next year, and she has that colorway I was looking for, I might jump on that.
She might, yeah. She was doing Saf, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know if it was a Rhinebeck exclusive or not. But anyway, it was really pretty. She had a lot of really pretty stuff. So
absolutely.
Should I go again?
Sure.
So I have. Oh, okay. So this is from Wee Ones. This was on my list of shops to stop at.
I got one from her too.
Oh, you got the little sheepy earrings. I didn't see she had earrings.
Yeah.
I was kind of overloaded at that point. But she does little animal stitch markers and earrings. So I had a little batch of foxes picked up, and I was going to buy the foxes, and then I saw these, and they reminded me of my little friend,
Miss P.
So they're a little bit chunky like her, and they're a little bit lighter in the body, but I know, they're close enough. So I think these are actually supposed to be Himalayan cats. Purls a Lynx Point Siamese,
but that was the
mutt mix,
she had.
But they look close enough, so it looks like my Pearl girl.
Yay, Pearl!
So cute.
And I picked up sheepy earrings.
Aw, those are so cute.
Yeah, I was wanting some more jewelry.
Yeah. Also from their booth, I bought this. I don't need any more project bags, but how was I supposed to resist this? Like seriously, it's my color. First of all, it's the mint blue. And it has foxes wearing scarves, and it looks
similar to
really close to my logo, which is super fun. So I've never seen this fabric before either. I have no idea where it's from, but it's super, super cute. And it has little snowflakes on it, so it's kind of wintry. So I had to have it. And I don't know, I think the lady at Wee One says that her mom makes the project bags, but it doesn't have a tag in it, so unfortunately I'm not sure where you can get it from, but it's from Wee Ones if you want to contact her.
That was the booth that you got it in.
Yeah. So, you want to go again?
Oh, okay. I was interested in trying to find a really cool cable needle. So
I didn't see the one you ended up getting.
I picked this up from Bilo Payton. I'm not sure. I don't want to butcher this poor lady's name. So anyway, I picked this up from her, and it's this really pretty twisted cable needle, and this is in the brass. She had them in I think it was aluminum, but those were already sold out. But I thought it was really pretty.
I like the fishhook shape.
I just really like. I mean, I always use a cable needle when I'm cabling, and I just thought this would be really pretty. And I like that it has the twist in it. So it won't slip out. Not that the hooks slip out that easily. Usually the straighter ones will slip out a lot easier. But I just thought it was really pretty.
She had the ones with the little dip in the middle.
Yeah.
Too.
And those work well. I've got some like that as well. Yeah. But like you pointed out, they do impede sometimes on your knitting because they make it in the way of your needles. So, yeah, that's one thing I picked up.
So I got another sweater quantity, and this was on my shopping list. So this is from O Wool, and I'm not going to show all the skeins, but I have 4 of them. This is O-Wash Fingering, and it is 100% machine washable certified organic merino, and the colorway is Meadow Violet. And they're one where I wanted to support them. They do dog fostering and cat fostering, and I think they just recently bought a farm. So they were really, really cool. I didn't really get a chance to talk to them because their booth was kind of crazy, but they seemed really nice. And I was, something about people who like animals, they're probably good people. And they have dye lots, which is nice. These are all, excuse me, these are all a lot too. So this may be a threshold sweater. That's one of the patterns I have in my queue. Patterned by Melanie Berg.
I love Melanie Berg.
Yeah, my throat's kind of scratchy, but anyway. This may be next year's Rhinebeck sweater. It's really a lighter shade that is showing up. But, yeah. So that's my third sweater quantity. Oops, there it goes. I'll get it later. So, you got anything else?
Yeah, I've got 2 sets of earrings. One set of earrings was from Jenny the Potter. So she had these in her booth. They're kind of a red color. It's not really, kind of showing up more orangey, I think, on screen, but they're a red. And then found these. Wait, I'm getting ready to lose one.
Uh-oh.
This was by On the Bend, and these are little sheepies.
Those are so cute.
And it's a mixed metal, so it's like a brass and an aluminum, I guess.
Love those.
And I thought they were really cute.
Yeah, I really love those. So I got one more thing that I'm going to share. I got the latest issue.
Hagrid is scratching at the
door.
door.
That's Hagrid.
That's Hagrid?
You don't hear him? Yeah, that's Hagrid.
Pitiful.
I got the latest issue of Pom Pom Quarterly. It's kind of a new thing for me. I don't usually knit the patterns in them. Sometimes I have knit a couple patterns from one of the issues, but I like the aesthetic and I like being able to flip through something physical, and I don't really buy a whole lot of pattern books, so that's how I justify it to myself. But this is an issue that was guest edited by Nora Gahn. I think that's how you say her name. And she was there signing, so I was able to get my issue signed, which is super cool. And I love this sweater, but I really love
the sweater on the cover you like?
I like this sweater.
Oh, that sweater's really pretty.
Yeah, there's a lot of sweaters in here. I think there might be 5 or 6. But it's got patterns from Nora Gahn, Caitlin Hunter, Joji Locatelli, Linda, I don't know how to say her name, Marving. Just really a good issue, good solid issue. So happy I got that. And then they had Shelly Can pins, the ones that she designed for Pom Pom. So this is the one that went with their moon issue. So it's a yarn ball with an arrow shooting through the moon, and it says PPQ for Pom Pom Quarterly. So super cute. So that's all I got at Rhinebeck. You got?
Yeah, I've got 2 more things. So I did the Rhinebeck pre-order. Probably didn't have to pre-order this, but
They were sold out at some point.
Oh, they were? Okay.
Pins. Yeah, somebody was trying to buy one on the thread.
So I bought the New York Sheep and Wool Festival pin, and I picked that up. And then later on Saturday, we went into the souvenir tent, and I bought me a baseball hat, so that whenever I go to baseball games and spring training and such, I can support my team, the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. Not that I'm not supporting the baseball team there, but I thought it would be fun. It's a hat that I don't think a lot of people will have at the ball game.
Mm-hmm. It's very unique.
So that's it. That's everything that I bought. My bag is empty.
So we were contacted by a viewer of the podcast. Did she say if she wanted her name mentioned or not?
I didn't ask her, but we're just going to say her first name. So her name is Kathy, and she happened to be in the States. She lives overseas, and she happened to be in the States for a meeting and was able to make it to Rhinebeck.
Yay! On Saturday, too, which is the day with all the fun meetups and stuff.
And wanted to meet up with us if she could, and we were able to see her at the Rhinebeck, the Ravelry meetup / podcaster meetup that happened up on the hill. That was really cool.
That was awesome. Yeah, it was crazy. There was a lot of people that I'm like, I know you, but I don't know exactly where from. It was kind of like not like deja vu, but like, you know how like you go back to high school, like your high school, and you feel like you're gonna see somebody that you know. It was kind of like that. It was really weird, but
it was really cool to see the people in person that you've either seen on Instagram or have seen on podcast or whatever, and you can go up and talk to them and to see the Ravelry people and in person, both Casey and Jess were there, as well as Mary Beth and oh God, I can't remember her name. She's hey there. Cannot think of what her name is. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh no!
But anyway, she was the one who gave me a Ravelry pen
Yeah.
because I had misplaced mine, and she gave me a new pen, and it was so cool. But Kathy did meet up with us there, and she was wonderful and very lovely, and she brought Robin and I both a gift, which we were completely blown away by.
And it's amazing. So, do you want to say where she's from?
Well, I think people will figure it out when we talk about the bag. So. She brought us this bag, and it says, Keep on Knitting Kitten, and if you look in the lower corner, you see that it's been signed by Stephen West. And Stephen and Penelope is her local yarn shop.
That's crazy.
So we were, as I would love to put this into a sentence, we were gobsmacked by her wonderful gift. I mean, it was so lovely and completely unexpected. She brought us... What did this turn out to be? A cookie?
It's a cookie. Speculate. I ate mine.
I saved mine so I could show y'all. So she brought us a cookie, and I'm not really sure what this says. Like speculous, I guess?
Well, speculoos cookies are like the cookie butter cookies.
Yeah,
so
yeah. And
it was like that sort of cookie.
But I'm not really sure exactly what it says because I'm assuming that it is all in Dutch. But it talks about St. Nicholas feast.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Santa.
So maybe it's St. Nick. I'm not quite sure. So she brought us that, and she also brought us both a skein of yarn. So my yarn is Dragnacht. I guess that's how you say it.
I don't know.
And it's got a cute little bicycle on it, and I'm assuming that's because the Dutch are really big on riding bikes, and this really cool stitch marker is attached to it, and this is a beautiful single. I could not even guess to say if that's a colorway on there. But it's beautiful and it's multicolored.
Oh, it's so pretty.
And it's gorgeous.
Oh, it's so pretty. It'd be really pretty in brioche.
Oh yeah, that would be.
Yeah, this is a little bit easier to read. Twisted Finch. This is his singles base. I think it's a man who dies for Twisted Finch. And the colorway is Harvester. So it's 100% superwash merino.
And that's also a single?
It's also a single. And then I also got a little
bicycle too.
So cute. So this is a dyer I've never tried, but I do follow him on Instagram. So that's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, thank you, Kathy. That was so sweet and, like I said, very unexpected.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Robin and I had a fantastic time at Rhinebeck. Saturday was crowded, as one always says. Yeah. We saw a sheepdog demonstration. We went around and looked at all the animals. We saw a lot of people we knew, a lot of people we recognized. We didn't have any great lunch options.
Yeah.
The things that we had for lunch were okay.
Yeah, they were like festival food, but not really good festival food. It was okay.
Then on Sunday, it was a Saturday. It rained for a very short period of time, and then on Sunday we went back, and it was dramatically less crowded. Yeah. We did stand in line for some apple cider donuts. And we saw the Leaping Llama show, which was a lot of fun. So if you ever have a chance to go to Rhinebeck, go and see that. It was a lot of fun.
Get there early because it was a lot more crowded. Like, it was packed, like, to the gills.
It was very crowded.
Even on Sunday. Yeah,
they have not stadium seating, like, bleachers. That's the word I'm looking for. So that you can, sit and everything. But it does get crowded really fast. But it's a good place to sit and knit and look around and talk to people around you and stuff. But they start off with goats. They have alpacas and llamas that will jump. And what's cool is there are kids who are working with these animals. So
the 4-H clubs and stuff.
Yeah, so they've been practicing with these animals. And there was also nun who was also doing it, so she had some really beautiful cashmere goat with her that she got him to jump over, and it was really cute. Some of the animals wanted to jump, some of the animals wanted to go under the bar, and some other ones just plowed straight through it.
Yeah,
it kind of reminded me, a long time ago, Robin used to do agility with our dog Jasmine. And Jasmine was a rough collie, and she was really good at it. And y'all didn't ever compete, but it was something that Robin had lessons in, and she and Jasmine were together, and that's why they were so close. And she tried to teach Skittles how to do it. Skittles was a golden lab mix. not as
agile. She just ran through and then expected her treat.
Yeah, she would plow through it. Jasmine would do all the tricks, and we would give her pieces of boiled chicken. And Skittles was just like, I'm going to get the chicken however I can go get the chicken. And so some of the animals were kind of more like Skittles.
It was super cute. They had a little bitty goat, and every time the goat came up to jump, everybody would chant "Tiny Goat."
Yeah,
so it was really cute.
It was adorable. And we walked around, saw some more animals on Sunday. We didn't stay the full day because that was the day you were starting to feel really yucky. So we didn't go to the Ravelry meetup on Sunday. We just went on Saturday.
We didn't leave that early. We left at 1:30.
Yeah, we left after lunch.
Yeah.
But we did run into a lot of fun people.
Yeah.
And we ate some really good food. One of my favorite meals on the trip was slices and Socrates.
Mm-hmm.
We went there on
Friday
before India Untangled. And then we ran into Tiffany of the Colorful Yarn Shop in Centennial, Colorado. Ran into her and her boyfriend, and they said, "Hey, let's go out to dinner." And we said, "Sure." And we ended up going back again for dinner.
It was good. We could do pizza for every meal.
Yeah,
so,
it was excellent. So, if anybody's ever looking for good pizza in Socrates, we really enjoyed slices.
The people there are just so cool. Like we saw Mina of the Knitting Expat, and she's always so nice.
Love Mina.
I did see Kristen and Jinx of Volan Vine Yarns and Jinx Yarns, and they were coming out of our hotel. You know,
Kristen and Laura.
Yeah, I said Jinx.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. They were leaving the hotel right as we were leaving, and I didn't want to bother them, but I'm like, I'm going to kick myself because Kristen is like my favorite podcaster, and we actually we saw Laura at DFW last year.
Mm-hmm.
But Kristen's like one of my people that I'm like, I really want to meet her because she's really cool and I really admire her work. So I kind of ambushed her in the parking lot. They were both super nice. I gave them both hugs, and Kristen told me she liked my sweater, and I was so nervous I was shaking.
You were. You got in the car and you were shaking.
I know that's silly. But
and you were like, was I dumb?
Yeah.
Like, no, you were fine.
But I wish I had the courage to like go up and talk to people because we saw Stephanie Pearl McPhee, we saw Clara Parks, we saw Amy Herzog, we saw
just walking around like everybody else
Michelle
shopping.
Wong, Andrea Mallory, Caitlin Hunter, and it's like I wish I had the confidence to go up and talk to people. I mean, I will. I mean, it's not like a big regret, but I feel like I'm bothering people, which I know isn't necessarily the case because I love it whenever people come up and talk to me.
I know, and we tell people that, and people will say that to us, like, you know, we didn't want to bother you, and I don't ever see it as a bother.
Never.
I'm happy to talk to somebody, and maybe they feel that way, but I don't know. I just feel like an idiot going up and gushing all over somebody.
Yeah, I had several people come up and tell me, you know, I don't know your name, but I love your yarn, and that absolutely tickled me. I don't know why, but like, I don't know. It's really cool, and there was Mariana, one of my friends. She was there, and she brought her finished objects made out of one of my Voices of the Veil colorway skeins. So that was really cool. It was just a really cool experience. It
was seeing all those cool sweaters. Like I think the sweater most everybody had was the Tecumseh.
Yeah, it was like the Tecumseh, the Zweig, and the Throwback were kind of the big three.
And it was cool to see them all lined up, to see, you know, just like looking at someone's project page. You can go and you can see it done in an array of colors, and that was really, really cool. And then, or you saw a group of friends, and they all knit the same sweater, but in different colors, or just whatever. I just thought it was really fun to see that. Everybody there was happy. Mm-hmm. There, you know, it was... It did not disappoint. It was everything I expected it to be and more.
There was a point where you turned to me and you're like, I can't believe we're actually here. And I'm like, me neither, because we've kind of hyped it up in our head for so long, and part of me was worried I'd be disappointed.
No,
but it was
not
awesome.
at all. It was better than I even thought it could be.
Yeah. So I plan to go back next year. You're still maybe on the fence?
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best to make it happen, because I had such a good time, and if I have to forego a couple other things to make it happen, I will, because it was really that good. So... we had an awesome time. So
absolutely wonderful time.
Yeah. So a lot of people have said we should go to SAF. So
see, that's why I'm on the fence, because they're back to back, and part of me does want to go to SAF
just to see. Yeah.
So that's, like I said, why I'm on the fence. Plus, my intent is to get my other knee done next year after DFW. So I'm not sure. Rhinebeck is pretty hilly, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to be where I am in recovery on that.
Well, they say that getting your second knee done is better because you have your first knee that you already had done, right?
Well, I actually have a strong knee now.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas they did my weaker knee first, but the other knee needed to be done. So
Stop having knees. I tell you that all the time, and you never do it. You never take my advice. Just stop having knees.
yeah, sometimes I just don't listen to you.
But if that happens,
That was a good choice.
Yeah, well, we're just gonna play it by ear.
Well, you're definitely planning on going.
Yeah.
I'm iffy mostly because of my knee situation, and I am really interested in Saf.
Yeah.
I'm also interested in Maryland sheep and wool, to be honest. So, and then there's always Edinburgh.
Eventually, we'll get there.
So,
We'll get there. So, I think that's the Rhinebeck talk.
I think
Over,
that's
huh?
everything except for shop update.
Update. So, this is going to be the section where I talk about what is going into the Teeny Button Studio online shop. There's a big old bucket of yarn. So, if that does not interest you, then please feel free to leave. But I'm trying to think about how I want to do this. I have a new base, so I guess I will show that first. So this is, I can't really balance this. I don't.
Here, you want me to hold something?
No, I got it. I had to
now
put it on the
just
corner.
Sticking stuff in my bag.
So I got it.
You don't need me?
I got it. I'm good.
Okay.
So I have a new base that came out last Friday. This is our classic fingering, or I wrote classic sock on there. It's classic fingering. I would not use this for socks. I mean, you totally could, but it's...
Mina says she uses 100% wool for socks,
Yeah.
but a lot of people don't feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, I have one pair of socks that I knit out of 100% non-superwash. This is a 100% merino non-superwash base. I have one pair that I made out of it, and it wears okay. I just, I have a lot of socks, so I don't wear it that often, so I don't have a chance to really wear it out. So maybe if that's you and you want to try this base for socks, go for it. But also, you can't machine wash it, so you can hand wash it.
I guess I could wait to pick up after we're done.
You could. You don't have to. You could.
Sorry. Might be distracted.
So I have dyed this in an array of my normal colorways, and it's interesting because it takes dye significantly lighter than it does on a superwash base because of the way that the scales are stripped off during the superwash process. Makes colors a lot more vivid. But the non-superwash has this nice kind of heathered look. So these are some of the colorways I have still in the shop. This is Dumbledore's dressing gown. I have Butterbeer.
You want to pass them over here? That way you're not having to fumble through them as you go through the...
That's where I get my smarts from you.
I don't think so.
Rose Merida, which is a lot bluer on this base, even though the other skeins dyed in the same dye lot aren't, which is really interesting. This is Dementor's Kiss, which is normally black, but that is definitely like a charcoaly, smoky color, isn't it?
It's pretty, though.
I know, I really like it. This is Voices Through the Veil, which again is usually a dark, bluey purple. Ferncliff Forest, which is one of my Rhinebeck colorways. And Wisteria Walk, which is the colorway I'm knitting my sweater.
But look at the difference.
Look at this. Yeah, exact
So
same
this
formula.
is 100% wool, and this is your blend with the yak and the silk.
The yak makes it darker, and the non-superwash merino makes it lighter. So this is the variance between.
Wow.
Yeah, super cool. Super cool. I love dyeing as like a science, and about the physics of the actual characteristics of the yarn and the chemistry behind the dye process. So it's one of the things I love about yarn, hand dyeing yarn. So I have a few new colorways. Excuse me. I don't know why I said excuse me to the yarn, but hopefully the yarn excuse me. I have a few new colorways of yak. So I have Wisteria Walk. This is Parcel Tongue. Thank you. This is Into the Pensieve. I think this is going to be my lace contrast colorway for my puntilla sweater.
I like that.
Yeah, I really like it. And this is Meet Me in Kingston, which is the color you did your mitts out of.
Yeah.
This is Dumbledore's dressing gown. I really love this. It's a lot deeper. Because see, this again is the non-superwash merino versus the yak. So very cool. So that is what's in the shop on the fancier, newer bases. I also have Soft Sock, because I always have Soft Sock, because it's amazing. So this is Audubon. Audubon, there we go. This is Pesky Pixie, because last Friday was the Harry Potter update, so Pesky Pixie. This is a restock of Christmas on the Closed Ward. I have this on Soft Sock and on shimmer with sparkle, because sparkly Christmas yarn is my jam. And then this is brought back for the first time in over a year, which is kind of fun. This is Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. I think
That
I
was
have
a Christmas colorway from last year.
no,
No?
it was a just like a regular colorway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not Christmas. It's just Weasley Wizard Wheezes.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
just when you said you brought it back, I thought it was because it was Christmas.
No, I don't know why I didn't dye this.
Just
Really,
because.
I have a lot of colorways, and I don't know if this is normal or not, but I kind of forget about some of them. So I come up with something new that kind of fits the same role. Not that they look the same, but it fits the same role in my dye lineup. And then I'm like, oh wait, I had that too. So, but it gives a good selection because different people like different things, and undertones of colors are not always the same. So, but anyway, yeah, Weasley Wizard Wheezes. It's a fun one. There's lots and lots of yarn in the shop right now. Coming this Friday, I will have a mini skein set that is inspired by a very popular Christmas movie. So if you want to guess, that'd be super fun. I'll probably do like a guessing game in my Instagram, maybe tomorrow. It's going to be 5 colorways because it is a 20-gram mini skein set instead of my usual 10. I did an Instagram poll, and I had like 80% of people wanted the 20 grams. So the collective has spoken. So that is what I'm going to do for this particular mini skein set. I'm going to probably bounce back and forth because I know some people prefer the 10. But this is going to be a 20-gram mini skein set. Trying to think what else. I'm going to have some more holiday colorways coming sorry, I got distracted, this Friday. And then the Harry Potter Yarn Club for December is listed. I'm thinking about some changes to the club next year. Nothing's decided for sure. I might be pulling a base and then putting a new base in, or 2 new bases. I'm kind of thinking about it before I make any announcements. But the December club is up, and I will be showing the October club right now. So if you have not received your October club skein, I think there's a couple of my international customers who have not. So if you do not want to be spoiled, then please look away, because here it comes. So this is my skein. So it is on my solo single space, and it is called Mooney and Padfoot. And it's actually inspired by an illustration that I have framed that is right over there, and I could grab it if I want to, but I'm too lazy, so I'm going to post a picture of it. So it is called Mooney and Padfoot, and I love it. I really love this one. I wanted something Halloween-y, but not like in-your-face obnoxious Halloween-y. Not that Halloween is obnoxious, but not orange and black.
In traditional colors.
Yeah. So Mooney and Padfoot. But as usual, this will be available in February.
Months.
Yeah, I think that's all the content that we have for you. So if you are a new viewer, thank you for checking us out. We should put this at the beginning of the episode, but I always forget. But if you're a new viewer, thank you for checking us out. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you guys for coming back. We really appreciate all of our viewers. We got a lot of viewers since the Rhinebeck.
I think people enjoyed the vlog.
Yeah. Thank you for watching if you watched that. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching us here. Thank you if you sat through the Rhinebeck haul. We love you guys. We love making videos for y'all and sharing what we're working on. And we will see you next time.
Yep, we will.